Yo. Hello. What up? Yeah. Welcome to the Honor Among Men podcast. I'm David, and across from me we have
Mikey Mike.
Yeah. And to the left of me, man, I don't know my right from my left, but to the left of me, the face you'll never ever see, we have
You younger, baby.
What up? Round of applause. Honor among men. Real talk. Real men. Real issues. Let's go. What up, y'all?
What up, though?
What up, man?
It's all good. Everybody cool?
Gravy.
Man,
Yes,
beautiful.
indeed. Yes, indeed. Man. I know y'all can see we a little light. We a little light today. You know what I'm saying? It's a light day. We got Mr. Maverick missing in action. And we got B. Irv missing in action. It's all good though. You know what I mean?
You know, you got us here to hit them with it. You know,
Yeah,
we
man.
ain't in the building.
We in the building. We gonna hit them with it. Everybody had a good weekend.
Lovely, man. Let that rain.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It
Man.
did rain.
Beautiful.
Man, crazy.
Man, I got to take a nap. That's a gift from God.
Hey, listen, it ain't nothing like them rain naps though.
Whew.
Them rain naps, boy, they be on, huh?
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Man, I ain't even sleep long, and I felt like it was
Yeah.
good.
Like, just get tremendous rest. I don't know what it is about that rain. Just take you there. Man, oh man, happy anniversary. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Shout out to the beautiful woman in the world.
Round of applause for that anniversary,
Yeah.
though. You know what I
How many years?
8 years, man.
mean? 8 years.
Head to that 8. What's the number of completion?
So,
Hey, now look, this what I was really funny is that's what I was about to talk about last year. Bro, you so crazy. This dude last year gonna say, it's 7 years. I'm done. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? He like, bro, 7 is the number of completion. It's complete. I'm finished. I'm like, this dude is nuts.
And they gonna hit me with the scripture, marriage is forever. I
Like, bro, what is you talking about? The number of completion. I'm done. That was hilarious. Hey, but what's the key, man? What's the key to 8 years? 8 successful years, man.
man, endurance and love, man.
Endurance and love, huh?
That's all.
That's it, huh? That's
Got
all
a
the time.
phenomenal wife.
Okay.
She dealt with me,
Okay.
but you know, like, hey, I think my bishop put it best.
What do you
Like,
say?
He was saying like my love should be towards her and her love should be towards me, and then you don't have no issues. Like,
Okay.
we work on pleasing each other and not pleasing oneself. I think, you know, if I sit there and I be like, she ain't do this for me, she ain't do that for me, then I'm sitting there not worrying about how I can be pleasing her. So
Ooh-wee.
I don't know.
Ooh-wee.
This ain't a marriage podcast tonight. But
Hey, it's not, but you know, it's in order because you know, you just celebrated 8 years. You just dropped a jewel on us.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Have your love be for her, and women have your love be for him.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's all right, brother. That
8
is-
years, man. It's a long time. You know?
That's a long time.
Long time. You know.
Yes, indeed, it is. It is. And then you got so much longer to go. You know
like
what I
at
mean?
least 90 more years, something like that.
Ooh, I ain't living 90
He
years.
said, I ain't living 90 years.
88. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying?
How you gonna predict what year? That dude said 88, I'm out of here.
Hey, just because you said that, the Lord's gonna be like, you know what? 100 years old.
Usually I don't do this, but y'all go ahead and give him 112 years.
I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I do not want to be one of them old guys who walk around, hey, baby, come on, help me with my bathroom. You know, can't even do nothing for myself no more.
And be like old George Bush patting people on the butt,
Man.
for no reason.
For no reason. You taking a picture, just standing for
Right. Just pat her on the butt during the picture.
I forgot I lost my mind. Thought I was 7 again, you know. Right?
I'm senile.
Like, come on, like have some self-decorum, please.
Oh man, you could do that though when you old. You could do what you want.
Yeah, for real.
Tell that to Bill Cosby, huh?
Ain't none of them Christian.
Ooh. You said what?
Ain't none of them Christian.
Who?
Bill Clinton,
Oh.
Bill Cosby, George Bush, my man Obama. I mean, I'm just gonna go. Ain't no politician Christian. Ain't no.
Oh, he went there.
Nah, you can't be Christian and a politician.
You can't be Christian and a politician.
Nah.
Okay, bro.
I mean, you have your belief, I have my beliefs.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
look.
I hear you, sir.
Look, that could go on. That's a podcast topic
Yeah. Let's put a tab in that.
Yeah, we gonna definitely shelve that one and develop that one
I
for
know I'm
an
radical.
episode.
I know I'm radical.
Hey, look, man.
Be you, bro.
Hey, no, that's what it is. That's what it is. We gonna definitely talk about that, though. That's something else right there. You cannot be a Christian and a politician. One thing I will say about politicians is a successful politician is a man or woman of the people.
Yeah, see? Think about that.
So, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I guess Jesus was a man of the people.
Was he?
I mean, they say he hung out with the Republicans and
Did he hang with him?
yeah, I don't know. You know,
I don't think how it ended up that he was a man of the people. I'm just saying the way the story ended.
I don't think he was a man of the people. I'm not really sure that he hung around sinners either. I'm not sure that he hung with them. I'm sure he was around them. I'm sure when he was around them, there was a purpose to him being around them. But as far as him hanging with them, I don't think that's a thing. Hey, but look, we gonna get we got a whole nother subject.
like, no, don't scrap this one.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
We got a whole nother subject though. We gonna definitely get back to that one though. Put a pin in that. We gonna get back to it. Hey, but today's topic is something like a fun one, kind of fun. Cheating, infidelity, and being unfaithful.
Oh.
So
On my anniversary, we gonna have
yeah,
this
that's how we gonna do it. That's
Hey.
how we gonna do it. And since you said that, you know what I'm saying? You know, Honor Among Men podcast, breaking up happy homes since 2018. You ever cheated, Mike?
Nah. Nope. Nah.
There you
Thank
go.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Hallelujah.
No hesitation.
No.
Faithful, man.
Don't believe in it. Don't believe in it.
No hesitation, my brother.
Nope.
So, and obviously, I'm assuming that we're talking about like your wife. So you've never cheated ever on nobody ever?
Nobody.
Oh, for real?
Nobody. I don't believe in it.
Never have.
Never have. I just don't believe in cheating. I think it's like dumb. You know?
It's dumb, huh?
Yeah. Like, you know, everybody belong to the streets until you're married.
Okay.
If you're in the streets, like, look, fair game is fair game.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be done with it, my mother used to tell me this, like, instead of cheating on somebody, be done with it.
Okay.
Like, don't-
Shout out to Ms. Rhonda.
You know.
Shout out to Ms. Rhonda. That's a good piece of advice. Say it one more time.
If you're going to cheat on them, be done with them. Be done with
Instead
them.
of just cheating.
Yeah, like, it ain't no point. Like, you just building, you holding on to emotions that you obviously don't have there anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's kind of unpack that a little bit, though. Holding on to emotions that you obviously don't have there anymore. Is that a thing, though? Can men unemotionally cheat?
Yeah.
No?
I was just talking to Andrew about this because, you know, we get the topic before.
Yeah.
And I said, man, I don't know. My homeboys might break up with me this week, man. Like, nah, you ain't my dude no more. Take me out the group text. Everything. Like, nah, dude, you tripping. Because I might break man law here just a tad bit.
Okay, it's all good, man.
Man, we Christians. We got Christian law.
Yeah.
So, shout out to man law. I'm
Yeah.
still down, though. Man, honor amongst men. Women going to be honor against them all their life.
Yeah, facts.
So, but just on the real, I just think, like, cheating is when you get caught. That's what people. So, you know, let me break it down for you.
Please.
Let me break it down to you.
Please, brother.
People will cheat, and won't recognize it, won't give no credence to it, and 2, they actually get cheated, and then they could be called by other people a cheater, and then that's when they say they cheated. But if I go and I get busy with my wife and nobody knows and nobody corrects me on it, I didn't cheat because nobody's gonna address me to it.
Right.
So,
get busy on your wife. You mean if you go cheat on her?
Yeah, get cheated on. So I'm like, cheating is literally when somebody catches you in your wrongdoing, and now you have to face the consequences. And I feel like as a man, like if you're facing consequences, you need to face them head on, right or wrong, no matter what is gonna come. If it's gonna be a breakup because you did your thing, deal with it. If it's gonna be her you stand with her and she nagging you, deal with it. You did your thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't believe in cheating. I just feel like you're holding on to emotions that you don't have anymore. Because as a man, I feel like if I can't get the woman I'm with to do what I need her to do, then she ain't the one for me no more. I ain't even wrapped up in it no more how I think. Like, nah. I don't want to be with her no more if I'm going to fall in love with shorty. Because everybody going to try their hand. Everybody still going to be, nice at work or, a little extra nice in the coffee line or anything else like that. But when you actually cheat, as a man, remind you, we the same people say, I'm the head, let me think. Follow me. The way I think is this way. I'm the man. But then we say, but babe, I just was thinking with my penis, you know what I mean? Sometimes I don't think. Like, that's oxymoronic. Like, either I'm the head and I think things through, or I'm not the head and I don't think things through. I let my penis think for me. Like, you can't say I literally think things through and I cheated on you, but you say, give me control of your finances, give me control of your life, give me control of your spirit, because I think things through. Because, you know what I mean? Like, either you think things through or you don't. And I get it. People can have mistakes. People can be forgiven for mistakes. That's normal to rebuttal, but that doesn't mean you ain't think that thing through when you did it.
When
you lay down with somebody, you have to think what you're doing. We all had sex before. Come on, ain't nobody virgins right now listening.
Right.
Well, if you are, shout out to the virgin hood.
Shout out to the virgin hood. Keep it till you get married.
Facts. But we all been there when you sitting there like, no, don't come. Don't come. We adults, right? This is a grown up podcast.
Yes, we are.
Like, no, don't come. No, nigga, not yet. I just said the N-word, but
Hey.
I told y'all I said the N-word. Listen to 2 podcasts back before. Like, I talk to myself like that. But anyway, I'm a wild boy. Hey. But I just feel like you be telling yourself like, no. If you can control yourself to think what you're doing, or I'm gonna do it like this. Let me have the flowers. Let me have the whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
You think things through. So when you tell me, nah, pull out the rubber, ain't thinking. Now jumping in bed, ain't thinking. Now I'm doing the moves that I'm doing, ain't thinking.
Yeah, trying to hit it and have longevity in it. Like you said, don't come. Like trying to do all that. You were thinking through that.
Yeah.
So, but what about like the heat of the moment?
No such thing.
There's no such thing as the heat of the moment?
No such thing. There's no such thing as that. No such thing as love at first sight. That's stupid. No.
Wait, one thing at a time, brother.
Yeah, I know I'm a radical now. I keep trying to tell y'all.
No such thing as love at first sight. Let's come back to that. There's no such thing as the heat of the moment. Bro, so what do you call what we call the heat of the moment? Like
I can answer this question for you. I already know where you can go, and I don't know what women think, but I'm responsible enough to say if I think older women told me this, and I'm not trying to call my mom and her my older cousins and aunts old, but in a sense, women that are more experienced than me say a woman know what she want to do with you in the first hour of her having a conversation with you. Within that first date of her being with you, she know how she want to go. I feel like heat of the moment dates or quick at the club hookups or whatever, like however you doing it, you already know what you want to do. We went to the club, both of us with conscious ideas like, man, I'm gonna do it tonight. I want to. Most of us, when we went to the club, when we were out there in the world, like, I'm trying to find something tonight. Women going to the club, they're trying to be found tonight. So you mean to tell me we went to the club with this idea and now we saying,
oh, it was the heat of the moment.
The heat of the moment. No, it wasn't the heat of the moment. I thought about it. I wore these nice underwear so I wouldn't have these, him looking at my worst underwear. Like, women talk like this. So you mean to tell me those thoughts go through your head and we call it the heat of the moment? It's called a thought out. We thought this thing out. Man, dudes go get fresh like, man, I ain't going to just leave from work and then go here because I might get lucky. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, that's that perspective. But you got something like an office job. You know what I mean? Co-workers. What if you working late? Because, I mean, you married. This is a Christian podcast, so, we going to talk about it all, but, like you just did, but, just kind of on the married tip, you know what I mean? You at work, you working late, you and maybe a female coworker, y'all working late, and, one thing leads to another. Like, y'all, that's not a thing, huh?
Mm-mm.
That's not a thing.
It's self-control.
Self-control, huh?
Self-control. You hit it for self-destruction. Like, don't put yourself in it. What's the scripture?
Did you just go old school?
You know it.
Self-destruction. All right, go ahead.
But what's the scripture? Don't let your good doing be evil spoken of. Like, literally, don't put yourself in a situation that you know you can get yourself in trouble for.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what. I'm not working late with a shorty. No.
The appearance of evil. The scripture talks about staying away from the appearance of evil. Abstaining from the appearance of evil.
Right. And I just think about it. Like, even we all go to church and we all know the sisters at church, but you make sure, like, hey, look, if a sister come up to you and they got something to say to you and you're a married man, you like, hey, check with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just put things in decency and order. You have the self-control to say, hey, look, why is he coming to you talking to you about stuff? If a man coming to your wife, like, him holler at me. Mm-hmm. We just have we have roles. Fit in your lane. I work in a job that's predominantly female. Mm-hmm. But I'm still gonna be happy to wear my wedding ring. I'm gonna be happy to say no, I'm good. You know what I mean? No flirting here. It ain't no talking here. Like, we can have a conversation, and I'm a jokester. I'm any type of conversation we can have it. I'm ready to talk. Mm-hmm. I'm ready to mingle, but no, it ain't going that far for me. Mm. It ain't never going to go that far, right? I thank God I'm blind. You know what I mean? Like, maybe the vision thing has more to do with it with me, but I just feel like you can talk to people anyway and get certain things. So maybe it's not the vision thing, but I feel like you can't make excuses for wrongdoing.
Okay.
And excuses just get you, like, in a whole heap of trouble. Like, you literally just setting yourself up for failure.
Okay.
But, I'm going to throw it back at you. I'm gonna throw it back at you real quick.
Oh, me?
Yeah. You work at in a group home.
Yes, sir.
You got bedrooms.
Yes, sir.
You know
I do.
what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Throw it at you. You a married man. You be like, come on.
Well, I 100% agree with you. That I'm not putting myself in that position. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it. They say never say never. Shout out to they. Right. You know what I mean? But I'm never cheating on my wife. Period, point blank. And it is because, like you said, man, it's definitely a self-control thing. You know what I mean? Like, I know how to, resist the devil so he can flee. You know what I mean? I know how to do that. And so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I'm never going to even put myself in a position to where I have to really be, too crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like, yeah, we got bedrooms and, stuff like that. But nah, that's not even a thing. It's not even a thing with me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now, have I cheated? Yes. Have I cheated on my wife? Yes. It's like, no, I'm just playing. Never cheated on my wife. That boy just sat here and said, I'm never gonna cheat on my wife. He said, up, cut. Jessica. He got to start over. He said, Jessica.
hey, it's still my dude. The Lord forgave him, so you shall.
Oh man,
Porch don't come after me, all right?
No, but I've never cheated on my wife. But there has been a period of time in my life where I was a hound dog. Like I was foul in every sense of the word. You know what I mean? And I was out here and I was unfaithful to everybody that I was in a relationship with. You know what I mean? Like there has never been a relationship that I've been in where I was 100% faithful.
Okay.
Except for obviously my marriage. You know what I'm saying? So, there's that. But
would you consider that a relationship though? Those things that you now that you haven't been married for the number of completion. So since you've been married for that long, 7, shout out, is done.
I'm actually 6 and I'm 7 is next year. You know what I'm saying?
Coming,
Yeah. Hashtag I'm done.
You know how we do.
Nah.
Joke. JK.
You get right.
So now that now that you can look back and analyze, life in a sense, would you say like that actually was a relationship?
I would definitely still call them relationships, but I will also say that they weren't as serious as I thought they were at the time. Okay. I can look back and go, yeah, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to have been doing. You know what I mean? I wasn't into it. I was in relationships to where I felt like I was in love. You know what I mean? When in all actuality, just to keep it all the way 100, I wasn't. You were
in lust.
I was in lust. I was definitely in lust. And, lust wears off.
Yeah, but lust is a real big thing for us in the sense that we grew up in a generation where, girl, you look good, once you back that thing up was like a norm.
Yeah. Cash money taking over for the 99 and the 2000s. Don't get it twisted.
So, video vixens was a thing that we looked at.
They were.
So, like, now having a wife, like, your wife ain't gonna do half of the stuff you seen. None of the things you seen in those videos, like back bump, like.
Well, listen.
Hey, you know what I mean?
Listen,
you got
brother,
that.
I need you to speak for yourself. Okay?
Shake and bake.
I need you to speak. I need you to speak for yourself, brother. Say no, I don't put my wife out there like that. But I love you. I love you, LaPortia, and you mean the world to me.
Fun is fun. I just think like we grew up in a generation where it was like
fun is fun.
Whatever. Somebody each his own. But I just feel like that stuff in the video, like my wife couldn't dress, and I mean like dress.
Okay.
Like they dress.
Yeah.
Do some of the things we do.
I agree with you there.
That's not happening. So
right.
The lust of what we saw from women or what we wanted from women was off of what our idea of success. Our idea of success. For me, I always wanted a PT Cruiser. That was my favorite car. I'm like, for real? Now I'm like, it's a crappy car. Shout out to Chrysler. Ain't it Chrysler?
Yeah, shout out to Chrysler. Baby was making them muds look good, though. Yeah. Baby and Wayne. Man. He made PT Cruiser look real nice.
Putting that 2-tone, 3-tone paint on it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so our idea of success was, hood rich. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Hood Rich was having a flashy chick that was flashy for all the wrong reasons.
Okay.
And, since we're talking about infidelity and marriage and so forth, and when you get married, you want a woman that's like something you can take home to mom.
Okay.
And a lot of men, we want, we want you to be fun, when it's us. Mm-hmm. But we want you to have decorum and elegance when you're out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, and that's even the dudes that want the Barbies. That's even the dudes that want the the ratchetness. We want you to still control yourself.
Mm-hmm.
To our way, whatever we feel. And I guess as a Christian man, as an apostolic Christian, which I call myself, I want my wife to be, conservative.
Okay.
Not like I wanted growing up. I wanted to feed out, the booty.
He said that feed out, a little cheek.
Little cheek, like, yeah, so smidge. So gonna look at it, but I'm like, man, that's all wrong, diabolical.
Yeah.
Man, we played marriage before we was married.
That's a fact.
So now,
Definitely would not have my wife out here like that, like cheeks out. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of that, I go to,
and hold on, not to cut you off either, because she wouldn't have herself out here like that. I don't want to sound like a tyrant or anything like that. Like, I would never have my wife out here. It's an understand. No, but hold on. Let me just say this though. There's an understanding that me and my wife do have. You know what I'm saying? And I am definitely the head of her. You know what I mean? And I'm the head of my household. And all of that. According to the word of God and everything like that. But she wouldn't have herself out here like that. Now, she definitely does go, hey, you like this? You think I could wear this? You think this is what you think about this? What you think about that? And I give my opinion. And then, if I see something that she got on, I'll be like, dang, where you going in that? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I just don't want to make it seem like, I got my hand cocked ready to be like, look, you going. But go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say that, guys that, I want to use this word, loosely, who let their wife go out looking like something from like a music video or something like that.
What about them?
It speaks bad of them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
How so?
Because if you're like, I've seen, I mean, you guys probably seen it too, where she looks like she could walk the streets at night. Like she wearing her work clothes.
Prostitute.
Yeah, for prostitute. And like, and the man's okay with that. You're advertising. You're literally. I mean, if you paid attention to it when you guys walked out the house, and you guys are walking in the mall, you don't think that 90% of the guys that she's walking by aren't looking up her dress or looking down her cleavage and everything? Yes, they are. Men are very visual. So they're going to be looking. Why would you put why would you let her put her business out there and have like all the guys like gawking at her and thinking men are nasty. So they're thinking all types of stuff, like where they could have her, what position, like all that stuff. So why would you do that? I
agree with you. I think men think. Yeah. Like you just been saying, we think. What
do we say to those that talk about how it's her body and she can do what she wants, and just because a man is a creeper or men are perverts or whatever, however you want to phrase it, doesn't mean that she should have to curve what she does. Like she shouldn't have to
my wife, I'll speak for myself and my wife. Like, we joke around about it, but we're real serious about it. I tell her that when she married me, she became mine, like everything.
Okay.
Like, so, for a woman that says that, she doesn't understand like what marriage is. Like, you literally become like that person. Like, my wife became mine, like spirit, soul, body. Like she's mine. She belongs to me. She's not allowed to say anymore, this is mine. No, you are mine. So she can't, and like you said, she and I also have an agreement. Like, when I go out and I act a certain way, or I dress a certain way, it's because I'm a representation of the Lord. We can get all spiritual with that. No, I'm a representation of my wife. I want people to be like, yo, he got a ring on. That woman must be a phenomenal woman to make sure that her man is, groomed and well taken care of, speaks well, like all that other stuff. Like, I'm a representation of my wife everywhere that I go. That's why I handle myself, the way that I do. And my wife does the same thing. She's not going to go out wearing something low cut and everything. I love the way she dresses classy and it's sexy to me. Like when I was younger, you know, I would want, like Mike said, you know, stuff showing and everything, but like what for? Like what do we for women that do that, they're advertising something. If they're married, they're advertising something they ain't giving away.
That can't be brought, right?
I'll say the majority of women are advertising something that they're not going to give away. So why do it? Some women are trying to advertise something that they're willing to give away. But for the most part, women are not trying to advertise something. But here's the thing. I want to throw this in there. It always gets me when women dress like that, and then they're like, why are the guys looking at me like that? I'm gonna let you know, because men are visual. If you letting it show, men are gonna look.
I think that's fake too when women do that.
No, I that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to play?
Yeah, I think they playing when they do that. Dave Chappelle, this just made me think about the Dave Chappelle bit. This is when he like first started. This might have been like his first or second comedy bit or his comedy stand-up. And he was talking about how, basically commenting on the same subject that you're commenting on, and he gave the scenario of a random guy dressed up as a cop, and he's walking down the street, and if you approach him and go, officer, they're robbing somebody over there, and the guy gets all mad at you like, how dare you approach me like I'm an officer? Right? It's like, well, you're dressed as a cop. Like, how do you want me to approach you? And so, you know.
So 2 things to answer your question as well, and I'm glad you gave that example, because I spoke to one of my friend's mom recently, and she brought up Tamar to me, and I had to read it because I had to go look in the scripture and read it myself just to get an understanding of the context of the conversation that her and I had. And Tamar essentially was married to one son. He passed. She got married to the brother. He passed, and they both were supposed to give her a child. And they neither one did. So the father also said, "When I have my next son, I'll give you a child." And then he was going out messing with harlots in the city, and she dressed up as a harlot and went into the city and slept with him. He gave her things so he can come back and pay her. Trade like in the barter system essentially, and then he came back. Basically, she was pregnant with child, and rumor had it that it was his child. So it came out, and she showed him like, well, this man who I have these things is the father of my child, and it was his stuff. And I say all that to say, the Bible strictly talks about what's going on now. We don't have to make like it's not already written down, or the context is not already there for us to correct our behavior on.
Okay.
So when you talk about how we are to address that situation, or respond to people when they say the same scripture that I gave you earlier about not letting your good doing be evil spoken of, or women dressing as harlots, or so much. There's a look that we attribute to loose women. If the Bible talks about it being a look, and we all can identify with the look, then there's a look. We can't send our little children out here, not to digress so far, and cut up clothing and not expect for pedophiles to like that, because we like the grown women wearing them same cut up clothing. So, ain't I digressing that? But it's just, it's really a pet peeve of mine for people to act like we don't know what's inappropriate. And the same thing for men. Like, as a married man, I'm not now posing with my shirt off and showing my my arms, and I'm not cut up. I used to work out back in the day. Shout out to lifting a fork now.
That was good. That's good.
You are funny, bro.
I'm good.
Shout out to lifting a fork. You know what I mean?
So, and I just think about, like, we know inappropriate behavior. We know what attracted people when we weren't married, and there's things that you just you just don't want to see people in. And for women to act like they don't know. And it's the same people we watch movies with, we see they watching award shows. They are so critical in everything they see. They judge women, men, the walls. They watch a movie. They're like, why they have that in the background? Like, how did you see that? So they know what wrong wearing is, or how things should
Women
look.
pay such attention to detail.
Yep.
Right.
So they been around men for so long, but they know, they have heard conversations. They know what's attractive and what's not. They know what's whore wear and what's not. So if you're going out wearing harlot wear, don't be upset if you're being judged by your harlot wear, like, or if you're being approached by your harlot wear. And also, as married women and married men, respect the covenant that you joined into. You're breaking the covenant. Like if it's in the scripture and it tells you the thought now becomes the sin. Sin. I just think about the sin. The sin to me is when I lay down with a woman and I cheat on my spouse. Both of us sin. I sinned because I'm doing it, but also that person sinned as well. What am I doing to that person, my brother, the person I say I love? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. What am I doing to the other person? What type of jeopardy am I sending their way by thinking of them in that wrong way, by putting myself in that wrong position? So women, oh, he shouldn't have to look at me, or he shouldn't feel these ways. He should be able to close his eyes. She should be able to control herself. What am I doing when I'm going out here dressed in the way that I know men are going to look at me inappropriately, and putting my brother that I say I love in jeopardy? I love myself, love God, and love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Yes, sir.
Matthew, Psalms 51:4 says, I sin against you, Lord, and you alone, Lord. I sinned against God. The sin is against God, but you're also causing your other people to sin. Against God. Every sin. So Matthew, like the scripture I was talking about, love God and love your neighbor as you love yourself. If I'm loving God, and in return loving my neighbor, if I'm sinning against God by messing my neighbor up, then I'm sinning. It's against God originally, but I'm causing other people to sin as well. Yeah, I'm causing other wrongdoing. It's just foolery that people get involved in, and they act like, give me my man card though. Shout out to let me keep my man card. I think sometimes we get out of pocket though.
Yeah, you keep your man card, bro. It was never in jeopardy.
Right. I'm a dad, you know what I mean?
Hey, so cheating, infidelity, being unfaithful. You ever cheated, Drew?
When I was out in the world, yeah. And I'm gonna say this.
It's the past, bro. It's okay. Let's talk about it. You know.
So when I moved out my parents' house and moved to California, I lost my mind. Like clear. Like my mind was like just going. I was just like, I'm just gonna wild out. Have some real fun. So I did a lot of. I did a lot of crazy stuff that I'm definitely not proud of now, being a husband. Yeah. But yeah, man, I've cheated, I've misled, I've like played mind games. Now when I look back at it, I was like, and the funny thing is, before I did it, right, I would be that judgmental person, like, man, he did that, and he said this and made her think this, and then I went and did it. Right? And then I look back at him like, man, I'm just as dirty and foul as the dudes that I was always pointing the finger at and being like, how dare you do that? So yeah, I did a whole lot of stuff I wasn't ashamed of, bro.
Word.
You said something that made me remember something too that I wanted to say earlier.
What?
I don't think a lot of people, and the reason why I asked you the question, Dave, was like, why did you think it was a real relationship?
Okay.
A lot of times, and I feel like I would say I was in a relationship with a girl to get what I wanted, but I wasn't in a relationship with her.
Okay.
I knew I was still out there.
Okay.
It wasn't no relationship. I said what I needed to say to woo her.
Okay.
In order to get the panties.
Get the panties, get what I needed. Sometimes it was about bread. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, sir.
Men are foul too, and I think in a foul way, we get what we want, and sometimes
discard the woman.
And we knew from Jump Street, like, it's been times, and we're gonna talk. It's been times where we have had to rap with a girl on the strength of your man, because you got to be a wingman. It's man law.
Take one for the team.
So if I'm telling the girl, like, yeah, we together, I rap with her for a few times. If my man going out with the girl because he trying to build with her, and I know her homegirl want to be with me, but I don't want to be with her, I'm gonna woo her head towards no more wooing. but I know it wasn't nothing in it for me. Like, me and my dude in the car on our way there, and we like, dude, you know, my guy.
You say you owe me, bro.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they're like, dudes, if you watching this, you know. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't nothing in this thing for shorty.
Yeah.
I do it, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I do it.
I've been in tons of situations like that where, you know, it wasn't a real relationship, and you know, I may have made the person think that it was. I've been in a lot of situations like that, but I was a whole lot younger. I feel like once I got older, I was able to be more truthful. You know, once I got older, I was definitely able to be more truthful and just be like, yo, look, I don't want you to be exclusive. I'm not gonna be exclusive, you know, and that's that. But that's scumbag behavior too. That's scumbag behavior too.
You know, a lot of people do that though.
Yeah.
Like we were in the casino one night. Just went out there for dinner. I wasn't gambling, but get on to the thing. And I seen dude putting his ring back on, and I was like, why? Like, literally today, you can women respect if you tell them I'm in a relationship.
That's what
What's up?
Yeah, that's definitely. I was raised like that, and that stuff was hammered into me. Like, they'll respect you more. My brother and my pops let me know, like, they'll respect you more if you just be truthful. Now, like I said, it took me a minute, you know what I'm saying? Because lying was so easy, you know. But, you know, after a while, I definitely took heed to they'll respect you more if you're truthful. Women want the truth. Women want the truth, and it's not even like the truth that makes them feel better or whatever it is, like the truth. However it makes them feel, they want the truth. A lot of times women don't even realize that that's what they want until you give them that, and then you and you know what, when you give a woman the truth all the time, over time, she's going to fall in love. She's going to respect you. She's going to appreciate you that much more, even if sometimes that truth may hurt her feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, women want the truth, man, at the end of the day. That's why a lot of women put up with, you know, unfaithfulness, because dude is out here being truthful. You know what I'm saying? They may even look at it like a relationship, and dude is out here being truthful, and she's putting up with it because, you know, at least she know what it is. I've heard women speak on the fact that as long as I don't see it, do what you got to do.
You know, what you call his wife said something about that. A lot of
Are you about to name drop right now?
No.
Who are you talking about? Are you talking about somebody that we know? That could get in trouble?
No, bro. I'm about to say celebrity.
Okay, celebrity. That's different. Yeah. I'm like, are you about to say somebody's name right now? That boy saying whatchamacall his wife.
Cut his mic off. He the producer, but can we got
right.
whoa.
Oh man,
Help us, Lord.
No man.
Who was you about to? Who though? What celebrity?
Like Snoop Dogg's wife.
Oh, word.
She
said,
go ahead. She literally said, like, in an interview, she was like, I mean, he's Snoop Dogg. I already know what came with that when I married him. So
I literally heard her say before that she quoted that song that says, "He's mine. You may have had him once, but I got him all the time." I don't know, man. That
dummy mentality.
Yeah, straight up.
Dummy mentality.
Straight up. But you know what? I think they're much better now. I think he might be, being exclusive to her at this point right now. So, you know, that is what that is. But
Snoop
Yeah,
Dogg,
man.
do not sue me. All right.
Snoop
No,
Dogg,
no,
he not finna-
no liable lawsuit.
He not gonna sue you.
Slander.
He not gonna sue you. Nah, nothing we said. Everything is checkable. You could check that.
No,
you could,
for sure.
You could literally YouTube
Right,
that.
right,
Snoop
yeah.
Dogg's wife saying, "I'm cool with him." G. So, but yeah, I've heard women say it. I've known women that actually feel like, you know, it's inevitable. Like a man is going to cheat. Men can't be faithful, which kind of leads me to my next point that I kind of wanted to touch on. I asked y'all about it before the cameras was rolling, and y'all was saying how y'all never really dove into it. But there's this thing going around right now that's hashtag Black men don't cheat. So
What's the craziest? That's the craziest thing I ever heard.
oh yeah.
That's the one that needs to be played.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Shout out to Bill Cosby.
Play it again, please.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Word up.
Go ahead, give me this philosophy though.
Yeah, so the philosophy, shout out to me not cutting my phone, putting my phone on silent too. But yeah, so the philosophy is black men don't cheat. Funny thing is a group chat that we are all a part of, along with a couple of other cats. One of the guys sent like a statistic. And it was the funniest statistic that I had ever seen in my life. It looks like a joke. Like I thought it was a joke until they started like coming, like they was going in like, nah, bro, black men don't cheat for real. I'm like, bro, y'all can't be serious right now.
I picked my phone up, I had like 35 messages. I'm
Yeah.
Hey, but
Time to read.
time to read.
That's the most reading I did in a minute. That's a book. Damn,
No,
shout out to Ricky. Book reader. You know, that's what I mean. Like, you read.
Word, facts, definitely.
Not me.
So the statistic had like cheating. I can't even really do justice to it. It just said black men 0%.
0%.
It said black men cheat 0%. White men cheat 22%. And it was like, you know, it went.
Latin men, like, something
Yeah.
crazy. I'm like, what?
Bro, that was the funniest thing that I had ever heard in my life. But I've listened to different podcasts and listened to different, you know, interviews, and I hear that a lot. Like, nah, black men don't cheat. Dude, Charlamagne the God from the Breakfast Club, he say it all the time. Black men don't cheat. Black men don't cheat. And so I actually was listening to a certain podcast, and there was a woman on there, and she asked the gentleman about that. Like, what do you mean? Explain yourself. And so basically he broke it down like with cheating. He basically split it. Cheating versus being unfaithful. So black men don't cheat, because her question was so he said that, and then she goes, well, if black men don't cheat, what was Kevin Hart doing? Right? Mm-hmm. And so he's like, well, that wasn't cheating. That was being unfaithful. That was Kevin Hart being unfaithful. To me, it's splitting hairs, and
Right.
it's the same thing.
Right.
Cheating, being unfaithful. But then he went into this whole cheating not necessarily being sexual, and unfaithful, saying that, you know, unfaithful is for the majority of the time it's a sexual thing, but cheating is when you're trying to do something to get ahead, when you're trying to have an advantage that your opponent doesn't know about. Cheating is when you're trying to have an advantage that your opponent doesn't know about. Black women, he went on to say that black women could never be our opponent because they are so far ahead of us in society, right? And so therefore, a black man could never cheat on a black woman because a relationship, and he kind of put emphasis, on the whole opponent thing. Like when you're in a relationship with a woman, she's not your opponent. You know what I mean? Like it's not a battle. It's not, a contest between you and that woman. So in that sense, you could never cheat on her. And I was like, man,
That's dumb.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's dumb.
Shout out to Bill Cosby.
Yo, check it.
Bill Cosby.
Check it. So I looked up something right now on in the Urban Dictionary.
Can I say that on a Christian
yeah,
podcast?
shout out to Bill Cosby. You could say that. That's
Free Bill
America's
Cosby.
dad, brother.
Yeah.
That's America's dad, okay?
In that TV show, he was a Christian man to me. He did all the ideas of a Christian. Never mind, I don't know.
Yeah, never mind.
Never mind.
Fuck that.
He was that pudding with that Jello. I
Hey, hello.
don't need Jello. I mean, but,
They did go to church on like a couple of the
So
episodes. They definitely
he was
did.
a husband.
Yeah.
He had children. He
Yeah,
raised them up in the way they should
and
go.
Claire was in the choir.
Had a fine wife.
Claire was, so that's like a
Hey, that's definitely
criteria.
a Christian thing.
Is that a criteria for being a man of God?
Hey, bro.
Your wife got to be fine.
Facts.
Shout out to all the men of God out there. Apparently,
So the Urban Dictionary.
none of you have ugly wives. Apparently,
I know I don't. I know that for sure. I don't know what nobody else has. My wife is a 10. Shorty is a 10.
Flashback.
flashback. Yeah,
Still
flashback.
Christian. Go ahead. What's the Urban Dictionary say?
So Urban Dictionary says the factual understanding amongst most intellectual.
Hold on.
Yeah, that can't be from the urban. Is that from the urban
I'm
dictionary?
Not speaking like
right
that.
now.
Factual.
I'm looking at it right now.
No, I mean the way you said it, like your vernacular that you spoken at that moment. Go ahead, my bad.
Nah, man.
Nah,
yeah.
That's the Urban Dictionary.
Put a little,
Yeah.
put a little twang on it, brother. That's funny. Y'all are hilarious.
Shout out to the Mike Dictionary,
Word.
our pastor.
PM. No, but it says, I'm reading the verbatim. It says the factual understanding amongst most intellectual people that men of the black ethnicity do not cheat on their partners. The only thing that they do is slip up from time to time. Cheating is a phenomenon unique only to other races of the world than black women. That's what the Urban Dictionary says. So when men slip up, in quotes, you know what I'm saying, black women and other races of the world, interpret that as cheating. So it's totally a misunderstanding between black men and the rest of the world.
Well,
Just so you guys know.
well, let me go with another one of my favorite comedic characters and say
That doesn't make sense.
Thanks.
you know what I mean? I mean, it's kind of that simple. I want to do it one time.
That doesn't make sense.
Now look here. I'm finna be controversial again now. Don't mean to be, but hey, judge me if you want.
Judge me if you want.
Now, you don't want to hear what I gotta say? Turn the podcast off right now. Come back in 1 minute. I'll be done. Now, I personally believe that men love harder than women, and I believe it takes men a lot longer to fall in love. For us to, and let me break this down a little bit more.
Men love harder than women, and it takes us a lot longer to fall in love. So far, I'm with you. I think I can agree with that, man.
And we can be with you for a good long time before we actually fully committed.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get our commitment, is over. We committed.
Mm-hmm.
We extremists. So it take us a long time to get from that far extreme, from being single, to that extreme of being fully committed. And I think sometimes you got to understand, like, we can't judge other people's relationships and say, by my as a Christian, God can judge, and we also can judge as Christians.
According to the word. Yeah.
But we can't sit here and say, like, oh, what they doing, or I wouldn't, if my wife was doing that, she would say I was cheating. Well, his wife ain't your wife. Like, you don't know. You don't know, so mind your business. I'm from the old school black culture where mind your business is a thing. And they was Christian folk. Still would say mind your business.
Yes, sir.
But right is right and wrong is wrong. But at the end of the day, I just personally believe, like, sometimes we be judging people and saying they cheating, and we're like, are they committed? And then we sitting there judging relationships. Kevin Hart, he married in the sense of
Paper.
God honors marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's a man and he's married to a woman, God's going to honor what he ordained.
Okay.
If you're a man and you're married to another man, he ain't going to honor that because that's not marriage.
That's not what he ordained.
That's not what he ordained. Mm-hmm. So he honors what he ordains, but literally being married paperly comes with more. You have to be a Christian to success. Me personally, I don't know. I'm not saying I
think you're on point. I think you're on point. This is very controversial, but I think you might be right in this.
In order to have a successful marriage, you're going to need the third strand in the marriage. You're going to need the conversation that you're going to have with the Lord. You're going to need the conviction that the Lord's going to give you and your spouse in order to do the right things.
Yeah,
Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost.
You're going to have to put God first, and you're going to have an understanding, a for real understanding of what that actually means.
Let me see. I just gotta give a little bit more.
I agree with you. Go ahead. Give a little bit more, brother.
The situation where they say, like, oh, the church is divorcing at a high rate. Like, no, it's not. No, it's not.
No?
No. Not everybody that's in church is not a part of the church.
Oh, okay.
It's criteria to being a part of the church. Mm-hmm. You can't just call yourself a Christian to be a part of the church. Beyonce, I'm sorry, your church not a part of the church. No. Dead. That's
True.
Dead. That's dead and gone. No, you're not. You need criteria. You need Jesus' name. You need baptized. You need and fire and spirit. You need the conviction of God. You need speaking in tongues. Mm-hmm. You need these things in order to be a Christian. If you don't have it, you're not a Christian. So, I don't know any Christians. That really believe getting divorced is the right thing. I feel like most time when I have conversations with my dudes, and you can be in an argument like, man, that's over. I'm done. Right away, we are like, dude, as a Christian, we can't get divorced. It's not a thing. Mm-hmm. If we all feel that way as Christians, how high what's the statistic of real Christians getting a divorce? We'll say it's probably not as high as they making it. I would say that's another screw statistic. You're throwing people in.
Churchgoers, right.
You're throwing, Muslims are high. What Muslims are you judging? Mm-hmm. We had a debate the other day about Nation of Islam being Muslim, or Sunni and Shiite actually being Muslim, or are they all included? You can't throw everybody in a pot and say they're part of the same ingredients. No.
Okay.
In order to make this Christian soup, you got to have Christians that have the right ingredients. If you don't have it, you're not a part of this soup. You might be another soup. You know what I mean? Bible say there will be a lost nation. You might be a part of that or something.
Yo, I just wanted to back that up with the scriptures, just so you know that my brother Mike is not making anything up. It comes from Romans 8 and 9.
Producer, that's my producer right there.
And it says, I want to read because I can't find the King James version.
Okay.
I'm just going to read the new International version. It's basically almost like just modernized. But it says, you, however, are not of the realm of the flesh, but of the realm of the spirit, if indeed the Spirit of God lives in you. Mm-hmm. If anyone does not have the Spirit of Christ, they don't belong to Christ.
Okay.
Hey, we need to look at that King James version.
So you said Romans
8 and 9.
Uh-huh.
I think I want to find me a King James 600.
Oh, you know what? My bad. I got it right here. My bad. So it says, be ye, but yet ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so, be that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you. Now, if any man have not the Spirit of Christ, he is none of his.
Hey.
The Bible said it. We didn't say it, baby. We're just repeating it.
But I agree with it. I have to. Can't make my own religion up.
And so that's just to back up the whole, because you went there, you like speaking in tongues, baptism in water and spirit. You are not a Christian if you don't have those.
Right. You're not. So
so
marriage is a Christian thing. I don't know if you can take Christian or Judaic principles and then give it to everybody and say that's a thing. That's what you're supposed to follow. I'm not following. I'm not doing yoga. I'm not a part of Buddha. I'm not doing that. I'm not in his religion. I don't want to conquer that higher level of witchcraft or none of that. I don't want to participate in it. I'm not putting my kids in karate. That's witchcraft. I'm not participating in someone else's religion. Just like other people shouldn't participate in our religion. Don't do it. Stop playing about our religion. You might get yourself in a position you don't want to get into. That's why they say don't put your mouth on the man of God. When you speak against the man of God, when you do wrongdoings, you got to understand that there's a covenant with that. And the one true God can handle his business no matter if you're in his party or not.
Sip that tea.
I'll drink to that. You know what I'm saying?
I drink to that. I will drink to that.
I told y'all the radical style.
That's all right. That's all right, brother.
So I just want to ask, just put a question out there. So you're saying basically that if you're not saved, then you can't be in a marriage?
No. Because the Bible strictly says, and I'm going to go off a word. The Bible say if you married to a person and they're not a believer, to stay with them. So if that lets me know that there's going to be unbelievers that's married, but there's an end result that you must come to. The same scripture talks about trying to win them to Christ. So you can't just read the one verse and not go on and read the whole chapter.
Right.
And your goal is to, the Bible says that not any man shall perish. So his end result, I know the thoughts I think towards you that no man, you know the scriptures. We know the scriptures.
Good of you saying
good of not
it's not, but he's saying it's not his will. It's not God's will that any man should perish, but that all men should come to repentance.
Yes.
And so, not saying that this is an exclusive religion,
Right.
or an exclusive way of life. This is not an exclusive thing. If you want to be a part of it, you are more than welcome. However, you saying like don't rob certain aspects of this culture if you're not a part of this culture.
Right. Come join us.
You can participate in something that God has ordained. Marriage, obviously what we're talking about. You can participate in marriage. You can be married. But why would you not ascribe? Why would you stop there? You can participate in marriage. Marriage is a God ordained thing. So why would you not go further into trying to gain an understanding of what are other God ordained things, like living for him, like being saved, what it means to be saved. When they say put God first, what does that actually mean to put God first? I think that's what you're saying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's 100% what I'm saying.
So you're saying that a lot of people who are married, who are not saved, are just doing the part.
Yeah, they're doing a part, and the Bible say I will reign on the just and the unjust. So people that are people are in his covenant going to get blessings, but people that also that's not in his covenant going to get blessings. But also people that are in his covenant going to have hardships, and people that are not in his covenant going to have hardships. So that don't mean that you're not going to get some of the things that comes with his religion, but also remind yourself that you're participating in his religion. Your morals come from his religion. Your beliefs come from his religion. So if you're taking things from his religion, understand that marriage comes with what does that covenant mean? It means forever. So don't come in and try to take from it, but don't understand everything that come with it. Don't get divorced. It's not a thing. Like Moses gave that to the people. Jesus even responded to it. Like I didn't ordain that. Moses did that. Man, I gave him authority, so he was doing what he was doing, but don't say that was me, dude. And I think my Jesus speaks from the Urban Dictionary. If your Jesus speaks from
your Jesus call people dude.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I like my Jesus to party. You know what I'm saying? With
Drink
a tuxedo
coffee,
t-shirt on.
You know what I'm saying? Me and my Jesus have coffee together.
Party in the front,
Sometimes,
business
yeah,
in the back, or business in the back, party in the front. However,
shout out to Shake and Bake.
Yeah, shout out. I said that all wrong though.
Dude,
but
what's it called? What was that movie? Talladega Nights.
Yeah, Talladega Night. Shout out to Shake and Bake. Shake and Bake. So yeah, all right.
I know I digressed again. My bad.
You good, bro? Hey, I'm with you. You on.
I'm radical.
So,
I'm radical.
what is cheating? I mean, we done set up and talked about. Maybe I could phrase it like this.
No, I want you to phrase it just that way.
Okay, what is cheating? Go.
Cheating is something that you would not do in front of your significant other. If you wouldn't do it in front of your significant other, you know you're wrong and you shouldn't be doing it.
That's deep. That's pretty deep. So are we talking anything that you cannot do in front of your significant other?
Yes. Anything you would not do in front of your significant other, you know you're wrong. You know you're out of pocket.
Because they would be
pissed, upset,
right, okay.
responding to you in the wrong way. Like,
right. They would feel violated.
Like, come on, no. You sinning, your sin was still sin. Like, even if your significant other did not see it, God saw it. God's there.
So that even includes like inappropriate exchange, like back and forth, like that work husband, work wife thing.
Yeah, that's great.
Dumbest thing ever.
That's cheating.
It's dumb.
It's cheating.
That's cheating.
See, for me, that's the precursor to something possibly happening.
Yes,
like
sir.
You're talking about, this is my work husband, work wife, and I'm thinking like, you guys are gonna end up. It's gonna end up. You're gonna smashing. Like that's.
Yes, sir.
Because you're opening yourself up to, this is my work husband, this is my work wife. What do husband and wives do? They smash. So that's
they smash.
that's one thing that we do.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, like,
we pay bills, make kids.
Oh yeah. So work wife, work husband. What you gotta buy? I gotta buy you lunch and all that.
That's what they think.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I'm coming with that.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me say this real quick.
Say it.
Andre, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, it's
But
good.
women, just speaking to the women here, if you are married and you allow another dude to take you out and pay for your lunch, you just cheated.
That you think so? For real?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to change the question, but I think so. I think
Hey,
so.
this is under the question.
Yes, that's cheating.
You think it's cheating?
Cheating. Anything that you would. Okay.
So
Throw it
right.
back at you. So if me and you were going out, and I'd be like, nah, Andrew, I'm paying for your woman. You know what I'm saying, nigga? I got it. Pipe back, young soldier. What?
Pipe back. Pipe down.
Because literally, I ain't gotta say those words. If I pop out and like, here, shorty, I got that for you.
You push Andrew to the side and be like, "Hey, you go, Tamisha. Let me go and pay that." What you gonna do? What you gonna do, Drew?
I can't say that. I can't even say that on. That's not audible. That's not audible. We gotta cut the microphones off.
Hey,
real
what
quick.
you say, Mike? He better what?
Have his trigger ready.
Hey,
Yeah, for sure.
Rock and roll.
Cut.
All right. So if you do that to me,
Man.
sabotage.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Where's Minister Young? He's doing 3 to 5 right now.
25 to life. It's premeditated. You know what I'm saying? It's coming. It's going down in the DM. Was it? I don't even need to be in the DM.
It's going
in
down
the real life.
in public. Yeah, meet me at the mall, huh?
It's going down. I'm just.
Oh man.
I mean, I would say.
The question
That's
was, what is
mad.
cheating?
That's mad disrespectful, though.
No, that's what I was about to
that's
say.
super duper disrespectful. If we're all out, and the guy goes, and I'm with my wife, and the guy goes, "Yeah, go ahead and get what you want." To my wife.
Yeah, I'll be ready to swing. I actually, that'll cross my mind, like real serious. That'll cross my mind, like this.
That's so wild. Like, that's wild.
Yeah. So if you, and like I say, anything you wouldn't do in front of your significant other, so why would you allow a man to pay for your meal if you wouldn't allow a man to pay for your meal in front of your husband? When you're with your husband, you're expecting your husband to
So, right. So that's where I thought you was going to go with it. So, like, if your husband's cool with it, but I'm saying, if the husband's cool with it, like, if that could happen, like if you did that with the whole Andrew Tamisha situation, shout out to Tamisha.
What up, wifey?
I love you. You're the best sister in the world.
Mm-hmm.
One of them. But if he was okay with that, it's not cheating, right?
If he don't, yeah, like I said, anything you wouldn't do in front of your significant other, like judge your own relationship. Like I said, like me, that's why I say deal with your wife according to knowledge.
Okay.
And I don't think that's just like a mutual gender exclusive situation. That's also like, wives, you know your husband too. Like, yeah, you know your thoughts should be towards him. You should think right. So if you're thinking in the correct way, you know I ain't playing that. Now, if your dude play that, go on, do your thing. And I don't want to say like I'm dictating how your relationships go and everything like that. Like me and you have been out on double dates. I'm like, bro, I got it this time. You like, bro, I got it this time. But we're mutually talking to each other, and we ain't saying, hey, Portia, I got you, sure. Or hey, Jessica, we talk to each other.
Right.
Ain't got that a conversation like.
Right.
Another thing that's disrespectful is when the waiter come up to the table and hand a check to the woman. Like, give me this daggone check. What do you think this is? You better do it again and see what
Do it again and watch this. Watch what I do.
I don't care if she paying. You better hand me the. Maybe I ain't got my wallet this time.
Maybe I have my wallet. You don't know, right? You don't know the circumstance.
Right.
Give me that
I don't
bill.
care if my wife make more than me or not. You gonna hand me the check.
Yep.
I'm the man round here.
Yup.
But I don't know. I'm a chauvinist. Shout out
So,
to me.
hashtag chauvinist.
I'm not
Hey, yo,
apologizing
and this
for
is
it.
the thing.
So, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, man, like chauvinist, being a chauvinist. Sometimes you gotta be one. You know what I'm saying?
All the time you gotta be one. That feminist stuff.
What does that mean? Sometimes you gotta be one. What does that mean?
Let me put it in context.
Put it in context, brother.
So, people would think that. Come on, bro.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
People would think that by Mike saying that, hand me the check type thing, well, that's being a chauvinist. Well, if you think that is okay, then I'm a chauvinist. According to you, I'm a chauvinist. But to me, I'm being the man. Like you come to the table, you hand me the check. Like even if my wife is paying for it, you don't know the situation. So what? She makes more money than me. So what? All this other stuff. You hand the man the check. When a man I hate it. Like it upset me so much. Like when we went to the car dealership or whatever, and the sales guy sees me. He passes me and then goes speak to my wife. I was like, at that moment, once he walked away, I said, "Yo, we need to get out of here," because that's like one of my pet peeves. It's like if you see me with my wife, you speak to me. You don't go to my wife and start asking her. No, you talk to me. Why? Because I already know that when we walked on a lot, you were looking at her because you thought that you could get that sale if you talk to her. You know what I'm saying? But if you see the man with this woman, you talk to the man, gentlemen. You talk to the man. That's just like you said. That's just respectful. That's just showing respect to the man.
Agreed, brother.
Yep.
Can't argue with you there.
Nope.
Can't
But what was the
argue with
original
you
question?
there.
I forgot.
What is cheating? So, I would like to get back to it right quick with this question. We just said, what. Well, you just said what you thought cheating is. I agree. Actually, I do agree. But here's another question, if you will. What if the woman or the man is okay with like he steps out and does his thing sexually with someone else and the wife is okay with it? Is it then not cheating?
Still cheating. Because you have, if you're married, if you're married,
okay,
then you entered into a covenant. It doesn't matter. And the covenant is according to God. So God literally calls the shots. He's the one that outlines like everything. This is what a man should do, should not do. This is what the wife should do and should not do. It doesn't matter what the wife and husband began in and of themselves to interpret about the bylaws. It doesn't matter what they interpret.
So as a married couple, me and my wife, we can have our own understanding. We can have our own separate like rules, like, cheating is whatever I do that's not around you, or whatever you do that you can't do around me, that's cheating. Whatever I can't do around you, that's cheating. But when it comes to what the Lord has ordained as far as, sleeping around is cheating, that's not up for discussion.
I don't know if I agree, but okay.
Okay, so what are you saying? What?
I think reading about the forefathers or the ancestors of the Bible and him having concubines and multiple wives and so forth, I don't know what the word actually says, and I may have to do more research. Mm-hmm. But just reading what I have read so far, I don't know. Like, I think the only thing you have to do is be able to take care of that woman that you took care of the next woman. Like, it doesn't talk about, sex your outside your marriage is saying, it says what you're supposed to do to be married, but I don't know. Like, I just don't know.
Hold on, because what you're saying is that sex outside of your marriage is not necessarily a sin. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what I don't know all the rules.
Okay.
To marriage.
Okay, so I think we need to make it clear. I think it would be responsible of us to make it clear that sex outside of marriage is adultery. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, there have been situations where men, as you refer to as our ancestors, biblical ancestors, having more than one wife. Mm-hmm. And even like, the whole concubine thing, that's where it could get a little gray. Murky. Yeah, gray and murky, because Solomon was quoted as the wisest man in the world, if I'm not mistaken. The world, right? Mm-hmm. And so he had, I know the number is 300, 700, and I'm sorry, forgive me because I don't know which is which, but
300 wives, 700 concubines.
Okay. So, he had more concubines than he had wives.
He had some strong confidence.
Yet he was considered
energy,
the wisest man in the world. Now, I'm not saying he was considered the wisest man in the world because he had, these things. We know that Solomon had his times where he was full of trouble. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Trouble on us every side.
If you want to read the book of Ecclesiastes, you know what I'm saying? He's had those moments of reflection, like, this is all dung. This is all, you know what I mean? Like, this is all for naught. Vanity. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I just want to clear up, though, that sex outside of your marriage, that's adultery.
Yes.
And that's according to God. According to God. So, there are some gray areas, you know what I mean? Like, polygyny, more than one wife. Is it biblical? Is it not? Hey, man, listen. I'm up for discussion on that. I'm up for a discussion on that for sure, because I can honestly say I'm not 100% sure, you know what I mean, that that's not a thing. I think it might be a thing. I don't know all of the parameters to it, but I think that might be a thing. Go ahead, Drew.
No, I was gonna just quote another scripture once again. It comes from Hebrews 13:4. It says, marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you have it.
There you have it.
There is a such thing as adultery, and there is a such thing as whoremongering.
My thing is for people that think it's okay to have more than one wife or whatever. And like you said, people can have a debate all day about, you know, is it biblical to have more than one wife and everything else like that.
I think there is an answer to that too. I'm not saying like, oh, whatever you want to do. I think that with enough diligent research, we could find.
Oh, you know what? That scripture that talks about is it the deacon or the bishop, the husband of one wife?
Yeah, sure.
There you go. I mean,
what? What do you mean? There you go. What do you mean? There you go. I don't get it.
Not a deacon or a bishop.
No, it talks about like what
elder. My bad.
No, it's just talking about what qualifications that man meets.
Okay.
So
if you want to be a deacon or a bishop,
what I'm saying,
you have to be the husband of one wife. So if you're not a deacon or a bishop, then you could be the husband of.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, what are you saying?
So it says in the Bible that the Lord changes not, right?
Okay. Yes,
so
sir.
by that one thing, if he honors the character of a man becoming a bishop or a deacon or an elder as a man that is the husband to one wife, then I would think, this is just me being analytical.
Okay.
I would think that the guy that changes not would also qualify that as just being a man of God. Like he's showing he's showing the man's like character, like what he honors as the man's character.
I don't agree. I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you.
I'm radical. God says what he means.
Yeah, he definitely does say what he means. He's not a God of confusion, and so.
So you saying I'm causing confusion, bro?
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if there is a criteria for specifically a bishop, then we cannot bleed that criteria over into
regular Joe,
whatever else. If there is a specific criteria for a deacon, then we cannot, immerse that criteria over into, well, this is for everybody. Look, maybe I'm wrong. I'm just saying I don't agree. I'm not saying I'm right, you're wrong, and this is how it goes. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying that, like I said in the beginning, I'm up for a discussion on this. I do not claim to have all knowledge in this regard. You know what I'm saying? A bishop should definitely be the husband of one wife. And I think, if I am not mistaken, that is the criteria also for a deacon. If I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Sidebar, we're kind of, this is a podcast and it's the official whatever, but we're kind of just really, the whole concept of this is kind of inviting people into a conversation among friends. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to be responsible, and I don't want to be irresponsible, especially when it comes to the word of God. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want people to be like, y'all can't say that, or y'all can't, that's wrong, or if you don't know, then you shouldn't talk about it. That's not what this is. Just because we don't know don't mean we not gonna talk about it. Right. Just because we not 100% on it, we gonna still talk about it. The thing is, we're open to correction. We are open to, no, you got that wrong. Here's how it is. Now, I will say this. The only correction that I am really open to is biblical. So if you got Bible for it, hey man, listen, I'm gonna listen to you, but these are my opinions. This is what, this is how I feel. And if you want to come in and say how you feel, then that's what's up. If you want to comment and say how you feel, then that's what's up. But you can't say that how you feel
is law,
is right, and how I feel is wrong. Like, no, unless we got Bible for it. So,
and we're students of the word. So, you know what I'm saying? Guaranteed, if you spell it out in the comments, we're gonna look it up and
that's a fact.
We're gonna dig into it even further.
Yeah. And you know what too? We'll come back and be like, yo, shout out to whoever that was that left that comment. We looked it over, and yeah, this is how it goes. That is how it go. But yeah, I almost didn't even want to touch that whole. I think you brought that up, huh? That whole polygyny.
He would do that.
Polygyny thing. But you know, maybe we can make that a subject one day. I would enjoy talking about that with more understanding for sure.
Research is needed.
Yeah. Research is definitely needed. But yeah, man. So being unfaithful, cheating, and all of that good old stuff. How do you deal with that? If your wife cheated on you, how would you deal with it?
Well, me personally, I have to be responsible and say I would be upset immediately. I would have my flesh would respond. But since I war against the flesh daily, I would know that I have to then control myself and bring myself back to the spiritual man. And I wouldn't first know divorce is not an option.
Okay.
But also she would have to know cheating ain't on an option no more either. You're going to have to fix that behavior, boo-boo. But, you know, and it's not something I believe my wife would do. Whatever, you know, thoughts may be or whatever, you know, we get tempted by the flesh. We may think what we want to think at times, but whatever you think, you got to make sure you back your things up with sound truth. And if it's been founded that your wife cheated on you, you're going to have to address it. As a man, you address the situation and you don't run from it. You correct wrongdoing, you confront it, and you confront it responsibly. You don't just go and have a conversation in your flesh. As the head, you go to seek God first.
Okay.
See what God tell you. God will tell you what to do.
Yes, sir.
If you don't do that, and you go with your flesh, you might get the response you don't want. More than likely, you're going to get the response you don't want. I think about, who was it, David or Daniel that knew his son was going to die, and he prayed and fasted and everything. Like, look, the wrong response still came. Yeah,
or the response he didn't want
still came. It was, yeah, thank you. The response still came, and you still had to do. You know, you still had to see God's face first.
I like when the bishop tells that story because he talks about how once the kid died, David got up and fixed himself a cheeseburger.
Like, everything's a cheeseburger. Every time Bishop pray, I'm like, man, I'm going to McDonald's.
I'm going to McDonald's after this.
Or a steak.
Right. Yeah.
It's beef.
Word. But in other words, you know, you pray and you ask the Lord, you know, what you ask him, and if he does the opposite, you get up and you move on.
Yes.
You accept it, you get up, and you move on. Go get yourself a cheeseburger. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself a bath. He said he washed himself up and went and got himself a cheeseburger. That's so hilarious to me. But
we need that as men. We need that as men because we got to calm down. You know, we get irate.
Yes, sir.
That's when our emotions get involved. That's when we put on our panties. Sissy fits.
You a wild boy for that one.
Yeah, I think so. Like, man, in arguments, we ain't arguing back and forth with the women. Garrett, you like a point for what?
Ooh-wee.
For what? Like, all right, this is how I feel. Now deal with it and I'm gone.
That's enough.
It's enough. Like, this is my opinion on it. I want to hear yours, but I'm not arguing. That's why, and I'm digressing for a minute. That's why we ask women, tell me what you want. You tell me right away. The argument over, I understand and heard what you had to say, then we can move on. Ain't no point in like, I'm dragging this thing going
back and forth. No,
it ain't no point. Tell me really how you feel right away. I heard you. I understood it. I'm gone. That's how we think.
Yes, sir.
So,
if your wife cheated on you, Drew, how would you handle it?
You just told me the answer to this.
Yeah.
You called him out.
Yeah.
How you do that?
No.
I'm dirty.
No.
I'm a wild boy. You know what I'm saying? Get him.
No, I don't.
Get whatever answer you want, bro. You don't got to stick to it.
No, I'm going to tell me lying if you don't get a line.
No.
I mean, to be honest with you, the first thing I would be is, you know, upset and also hurt.
Obviously.
I ain't gonna cry though.
And this,
Yes, you is, bro. Relax.
Sorry, go ahead.
You definitely gonna cry.
You know what? I will say I wouldn't.
Sorry.
I wouldn't.
for sure.
If I was
feel you.
if I was to cry, it wouldn't be because of her. It would be more because of like I'm so like angry, like frustrated, like you. I would literally like be like an atom bomb, like with all that energy, like just
Not knowing where to put it. Yeah.
Not knowing where to put it, because there's a such thing, there's a such thing as, the Lord says, be angry and sin not. So
Okay.
I would be literally like over the top, like super duper angry, but just
ready to sin.
ready to sin. Like I told Mike, I told my wife, because we always, go. I said, what would you do if I cheated like this guy on the show? I said, don't ever put me in that situation, because I can say that men can, we want to be spiritual and say, well, I would just go to the Lord and ask him. Look, I do not know. I do not know. I do not know what I would do in that situation. I cannot say that I would be literally angry, ready to hurt a dude, and I can't say that I would just take it and go pray. I do not know what I would do.
Okay.
But what I would say is that do not put me in that situation, because again, it's a box with the question mark.
Oh, yeah,
But at the end of the day, I would hope that I would, I would come back to the point of what you were saying, like divorce is not an option. Like we got to work this out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because we built, like, if my wife is to go cheat on me like tomorrow, like, we built too much. We got 2 kids. We got a beautiful house. We built. I put too much investment in this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yes, sir.
And for me, like I said, bro, Mike, Dave, you won't. You might not remember this. Like, one of the first conversations you and I had when I came to the Shield, you were talking about, this. It was literally about cheating. You were like, I wouldn't divorce my wife, and that rocked my mind. And I literally had to go back into my thought process, because I was like, if a woman cheats on me, I'm leaving her quick. But what Dave said literally made me think and go back, like, if I put like 5 years into a relationship, or 7 years of marriage and work and effort, and just to make it grow and run good, we're rolling smooth and everything, we hit this huge hump of infidelity. Can I really like give it up just that fast? Or would I be like do my darndest, whatever I needed to do in order to like fix this thing? And now that I'm in it, like, I'm married and I love my wife, like, I don't know what I would do if she cheated on me. Like, just the thought of it is just like, I'd be discombobulated. But at the end, I would literally want it to work, because we made a covenant that's forever. That's marriage.
Absolutely. And I still definitely do feel that way. I have invested way too much.
Yes, sir.
To simply walk away. I've invested way too much to simply walk away. I feel like women say that, they would immediately leave. A lot of women talk like that, but the behavior is a lot different than the way that they talk, because women are, unfortunately, I think women are known for putting up with cheating relationships.
Shout out to Hillary Clinton.
You a wild boy for that one. Hey, but
I'm just speaking facts, bro.
Yeah, you are. You are speaking facts. She done actually had his back on a couple of them.
For real. Threatening to make the woman disappear.
Yeah. Done made a few disappear. Right. Straight up. Done had his back for real.
Don't talk about Hillary. I'm a reformed Democrat.
Oh, here you go.
I'm a reformed Democrat. Yeah.
He is. So yeah. Man, putting up with it. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not going to put up with it, but I'm definitely not going to just, end it like that. I'm not going to just walk away. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that happens to me and there's a situation to where it's like, I don't want you no more, I don't want to be with you anymore, you know what I'm saying? Then, I'm obviously not without a fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to fight for, the opposite. But ultimately, I'm also not going to be in a relationship where, where we're not both giving our all. You know what I'm saying? So, things could turn out a lot of different ways. But if it's up to me, it is not going down. Like you said, divorce is definitely not an option. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna forgive my wife. I'm gonna forgive my wife if she cheats on me.
Bro, that's literally what you said. That's what rocked, like that. That's what messed up my psyche. Because like I said, for so long I was like, if a woman cheats on me, it's done.
It's a wrap.
But now I'm like I said, now that I'm in it, I'm married, and 3 years in, I'm kind of like, yo, like I put a lot of emotion, a lot of time and work and effort to be the husband that I am, for her to be the woman that she is, for her to go out and do what she did. I honestly could not. I can say that wholeheartedly. If Tamisha went out and cheated on me tomorrow, I would still try to work. I would still work it out. I'd do whatever it took.
I think it'd be feelings involved when a woman does it. But I don't know, bro, because I personally think, you said this earlier, and I think that men can step out without feelings being involved. Now, obviously, there's exceptions to all the rules, and a woman possibly could step out without feelings being involved. But I think for the most part, if a woman is going to take it that far in her marriage as far as cheating, then she has some emotional attachment to that other man. I believe that. I think that men can kind of just do it, you know what I'm saying, and not have no emotional attachment. Like, yo, it was the heat of the moment. Even though we came to the conclusion that that's not really a thing, we still say, or men still say it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was the heat of the moment. We obviously, like I said, we came to the conclusion that it's a situation that you put yourself into. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sure. I agree with all of that. But, when we put ourselves in those situations and when we let the heat of the moment control us, I believe that for men, for the most part, it's not really an emotional thing. It's like, bang, bang. And
the opportunity presented itself.
Yeah,
and I decided just to.
Yeah, and I decided to. I decided to dive in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, as foul as that may be, as whack as that may be, especially men of God. You know what I'm saying? But that happens. It happens.
I think what we must have is an understanding that there's a reason why people cheat. That people don't just go cheat for no reason. One.
You don't think so? Okay.
And I think another thing that comes in is we have the wrong concept of marriage. A lot of women have been Disney-fied, and men have as well. We have watched Disney movies so much, and we think happily ever after, without even changing your ways, without even knowing the rest of the story. We just hear happily ever after.
Okay.
And you don't really know, what goes on after. What goes on to keep the happiness or whatever?
Yeah, I think you need to go a little bit deeper into the Disney-fied.
Disney-fied is when all the women want that perfect spend $20,000 or more wedding, so our friends can look at her. Or people that she don't really care about, that's not going to build into the relationship want. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Yes, sir.
If you agree with it, thumbs up. You don't.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. It's your opinion, but this is mine. And I feel like with the Disney, they have made like so many young girls want to be princesses, and haven't taught them like what a woman of God is. Like, if you want to be a princess or want to be treated as a princess, aka a woman of God, or aka a woman that's worth getting something, you gotta know. You gotta have all the stuff that's going to come with that. You got to be ready to carry yourself in that role.
Okay.
And these women were marrying men with prestige. If you marry a man that has authority from God with prestige, you got to understand how am I supposed to help and cultivate or build into that situation. If you're not ready to do it, you got to understand Disney done messed you up. Disney done have you think you're about to get into something, you're going to receive a bunch of things.
You're
gonna
don't have to do nothing.
Right.
You don't have to do anything.
Okay.
You got to put into this relationship.
Put in
you
work.
got to understand help me didn't just mean something derogatory. If it meant you were created, Adam was here. It was good for him not to be alone, so they created something so he can have. So he can have a partnership, so he can have a relationship, so he can have someone to make babies with, or someone to have. He ain't want to just talk to the animals anymore. You know, like, God, when you're not here, homie, what's up?
Right.
You know what I mean? Just life, you know. God gave us life and life more abundantly, you know what I mean, in a sense. We're talking about having a relationship and not understanding, like, if my wife cheat on me, I did something to make her cheat on me. If I cheat on my wife, she's doing something to make me want to step out. My wife is fine, what I'm looking for. My wife is smart, what I'm looking for. My wife have the things that made me want to marry her. So now, why am I saying I'm going to step out, or why is she stepping out? What are we doing? Did her expectations grow too high, and she didn't? And she had expectations that she came in with that's probably not realistic, or did I come in with expectations that I couldn't live up to, or I didn't even know I was supposed to live up to? So then you go do things that's not appropriate for our relationship, and what you need to do is have a sit down, like, hey, what you want from me in this thing we about to get into? What I'm supposed to do? And it's never too late to have that conversation. Like,
It's
if you didn't
never too late.
Yo, and funny you say that. That's literally what my wife and I did when we were dating. Like, once it really we knew that we were getting more serious and whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, if we were to get married, like, what are you looking for in a husband? Because then I know, okay, she's expecting this from me. I can make that determination right then. Okay, this is something I agree with. I'm willing to put in the work to do. And, like, just real talk, you know, if you're dating somebody and the woman's like, I need you to be, I'm expecting this and that and the other, you got to take all that into consideration. Because if it came up then, it's going to come up again. Like,
yes, sir.
3 to 5 years down the line. And like Mike said, it's gonna you'll find out that you may be doing 1, 2, 3, but she's looking for 4, 5, 6, and she's gonna get that from somebody else. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
but also you
wait, she gonna get that from somebody else? What you mean? Like, she gonna leave you?
No. What I'm saying is that what Mike said. Like, you as a man, if she tells you what she's expecting, right? And then you go into marriage, and then you're only giving her 1, 2, 3, but she told you 4, 5, 6. Then it's something that you didn't do that opened the doorway for her to cheat.
Facts. And that's when you get into a relationship where she's thinking about how her needs is being met as opposed to meeting your needs, or vice versa. But also, you have to come into a logical situation. When me and my wife met, I was 17, she was 18. I'm 30 and she 31 now. If we have not matured and our thoughts have not changed since then, we're retarded. You know, like, that's literally what that's what the word means. You have to understand that things change.
Okay.
And I excuse me if it's not a
no. You like you said, that's what the word means.
So if you literally understand that, like, hey, life didn't work out that way, baby, but this is how we gonna go forward. 4, 5, and 6 ain't work. I ain't doing that, but man, this man doing something good for me. Divorce not an option. So still, if she go cheat, is wrong. But I also got to be conscious that like, maybe I played a part, and understand like if we're gonna work this thing out together, now is a new conversation that need to be had on. Hey, I ain't never expecting for you to step out on me again. I know I'm supposed to forgive if I want to be forgiven, because I haven't did some things that trespassers, but I still have to be like, what role did I play? And I think when people say, "Oh, it ain't nothing you did," I just lies.
You think that's a cop out?
That's a cop out. That's just somebody not being honest. Don't worry about hurting my feelings. You already did it. Tell me.
You did the worst.
Yeah. So in a marriage, infidelity, it's a two-way street as far as who was wrong.
Always. Infidelity is a two-way street. Always when someone is wrong. If you don't do what's needed, you gotta understand that you played a part as well. I understand that you're the person that's been cheated on, but look, time out for the crying, time out for the hurt feelings. You did something. You're in a relationship. People don't cheat for no reason. Like, they cheat because their needs are not being met. Like, meet my needs in the way I want them met, then you ain't got to worry about it. But that doesn't mean that you weren't hurt. We're not poo-pooing your feelings. I'm not poo-pooing your feelings.
Yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying.
I just think people are just too sensitive. Like, life happens. You may get cheated on. You may be a Christian that's going to get cheated on. And I'm not saying as a Christian, I know people are going to be listening, people are going to be commenting. As a Christian, if you get cheated on, I'm sensitive to your situation. I've never been cheated on as a married man or whatever. I don't think my wife would do it. But I also believe, like, if it does happen, I'm going to have to respond to it. If I do accuse her, I'm going to have to accept the consequences that come with it. If I do get accused for it, she's going to have to accept the consequences that come with it. And what we must do is understand that there's consequences for every action. So, if you cheat, you're going to get a nagging wife afterwards. You're going to get an untrusting wife afterwards. Don't be mad like she always checking my phone. Well,
yeah, you cheated.
You text other women before she going to check your phone.
Facts.
You know my password. What up?
Is that something that a man should just live with, or is that like a part of something that we should try and be getting past? What? Ain't no getting past it. If she want to check your phone for the rest of your life, then you just got to deal with it because that's your consequence.
It's your consequence. I understand. Like, if we are forgiven from sin, but that doesn't mean the sin didn't happen. And I think what a lot of people do is say, "Oh, I'm forgiven for it, so that never happened in my life." Like, no, if I shot somebody and I murdered them and came home and repented, changed my life, and so forth, I still shot and murdered someone in my past. That's a part of my testimony. So I have to respect the fact that if I cheated on my wife and I can help somebody not cheat on their wife, that's still a part of my testimony. So I can't share part of my testimony and say, no, that's too big for other people, so I can't give it to them. Like, no, you shared your life experiences so your brothers won't go through what you went through. True. But the whole,
I agree with some of what you're saying. I think I might I definitely do disagree, because it is a two-way street, and part of that two-way street to me is that if you are going to take me back, then, and I get it in the beginning, I get it. You might want to, keep tabs. And I personally would probably be willing to put up with the tabs for a period of time.
But not 7 years later.
I mean, if it's 7 years, let it be 7 years. What I'm saying is at some point, like, what are we doing? Do you not, if you don't trust me no more, like, what's up? Like, and I get it. I violated your trust. And that's a thing. But am I going to have this thing looming over my head for till death do us part?
Why not?
Because like you said, there is a such thing as forgiveness. And I think, yeah, sure, forgiveness does not mean that it didn't happen. But at some point, if I forgive you, then I'm not gonna bang you over the head with it at some point. Now, listen, if it takes 10 years for that to happen, and I'm willing to put up with it for 10 years, or you know what I'm saying? Like if I see you working through it, that's all I'm saying. Like, you need to work through this. Like, it's not gonna just be, I'm gonna check your phone for the rest of your life and you gonna deal with it.
So people,
like, hold up.
People get into a position where they say, I'm gonna regulate how you forgive me. And
is that what I'm doing?
No, I think in a sense. I think the reason why I feel like you're regulating how a person forgives is you're telling me your original word was if you take me back. I have no choice.
Okay.
It's no taking back. It's we're together.
Okay.
You did this sin.
You said I have no choice. But we know, come on, bro.
No choice.
You got a choice.
No
you
choice.
got a choice.
No choice. No
The
choice.
Lord gave us free will. We got a choice.
No choice. No choice. No more. That any man shall perish. There's no choice.
Wait, what? How does that?
That's my. I know the thoughts I think towards you. Those are good. Not that any man should perish. Like, no, it's not God's will that you should fail in His covenants that He built with you. Like you shall not fail. Like, it ain't. If you did it, you failed. I mean, I don't think God intended for us to fail. I mean,
No. And you know what? No, God don't intend for you to fail.
He ain't make it out even for that. There's some covenants He don't make it out of.
Sure. But that's not to say. I kind of get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's your choice. If you want a divorce, you know what I'm saying, get one.
Oh, Jesus. No, don't do it. This public service announcement by Michael Robinson.
Do everything in your power that not to. Yeah, sure. I'm not encouraging people to get a divorce, but man, come on. That's what I'm saying. Like, are we just gonna be miserable the whole for the rest of the time?
Yeah, the Lord got
yes,
yeah.
Yes, we are.
Because I think you got. I think we, bro. In the same breath, we making like we giving credence to saying don't pray for your spouse. We giving credence to saying don't believe that your spouse can change. We giving credence to that time doesn't change things. Like an argument that I had in 2012 ain't gonna be the same argument I have in 2022. Time literally is gonna change, and life experience is gonna make us argue about different things. I don't think necessarily people hold on to one mishap for the rest of their life, but I also believe if that's that thing that they can correct you in an argument saying you did do this to me, you have to accept credence like, yeah, you did do that to me, so this is the reason why I have the feelings towards you in this situation. Not saying that my feelings are right in every situation, but I feel like what we do now is we say, your feelings are not right because they're not my feelings. No, I have the right feeling to say you cheated on me, and I think you would cheat because you cheated. No matter if I forgive you for it and I stayed with you, you have shown me, know a person by their fruit. If you have shown me that you will cheat, I have to understand that, like, oh, hey, look, I believe you won't no more. I'll forgive you for it, but you have. Like, come on now. Hey,
ha. That's like looming, though. That's like beating me over the head with it.
No.
It is, dog. Like, come on. And like I said, man, I however long it takes is however long it takes. But I think there needs to be, like, that's not even growth. Like, it happened in 2018, and now it's 2035, and you're still talking about how it went down on in October of 2018. Like you still gotta have my password because of what happened 2018 October.
See,
nah,
this
come
my
on,
thing,
man.
though.
To me, that's a problem.
This is my whole thing with that.
Come
I feel like
on.
if you have a password your significant other don't know, you hiding something. I feel like if you saying
Or
my
you,
significant,
or you,
like
Or
you-
what? Or what?
or what?
Say it, bro. I dare you. Say no.
I dare you. You know Mike Rivals.
I feel like you don't want to say it now.
no.
Okay.
I was gonna be funny. I said, oh, you forgot to tell her.
I guess. I just feel like a lot of things that we do, we bring the world into us, and we gotta understand that we have to separate ourselves from worldly practices and worldly thoughts, and understanding that we are one. Like you were saying earlier, Andrew, like if we literally become one, everything that's mine is yours, everything that is yours is mine.
Okay.
We're open to each other. Like your body is mine, my body is yours. Like don't violate your body and I won't violate mine. Don't keep secrets from me and I won't keep secrets from you. Like you know, I should be your diary and you should be mine. You know what I mean? Like we literally should be open with each other. I can't deal with you according to knowledge if I don't know
No,
about
hello.
Yeah, there you
so,
go.
you know,
There you go.
shout out to Ricky. I've been on my preaching tip. Hallelujah.
I agree with all of that. I think where we differ is that whole forgiveness thing, man. Like,
And I get it. It say throw it into a sea forgiveness.
well, now I don't know about that because like that's what the Lord does.
Yeah.
That's what the Lord does. I could, and
say-
obviously I'm open to correction on this, but the Lord throws your sin into the sea of forgetfulness. I don't have a sea of forgiveness.
Yeah.
I don't.
But didn't
I'm gonna remember. If you cheat on me, I'm going to remember. But and I'll make it personal. You cheat on me, I'm going to remember. But at some point, I'm going to be able to talk to you about it. This is going to be my goal. I'm going to be able to talk to you about it without having to have those same feelings of hurt or anger come up.
I take Jesus.
It does. It does. But that's what I'm going to be working toward. If you cheat on me, I don't have my wife's passwords right now. And I don't want them. I don't care about the passwords like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. So if she cheat on me, I'm not going to be, I need your password and all that. But it might be something else, in the beginning, after the aftermath, that I'm gonna want to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, where you going? When you gonna be back? I don't know. Maybe I might be like that
put a
afterwards.
tracker on the car?
I guess I heard
Something like that. But after a while, like that, to me, that's gonna get tiring. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be
See,
15 years after the cheat.
I agree with
Where
you.
you going?
I agree with you.
What you doing?
We
You
talking-
cheated on that me 15 years ago. Like, I don't
We're
know.
talking about two different genders. I think what I was speaking about is I never want my wife's password. I ain't about to do
Oh,
that.
okay. So you saying women?
Yeah, because it's honor amongst men. I feel like I'm speaking to the men,
Yeah.
and strictly men. We be like, nah, I ain't giving my shorty my password.
Okay.
Nigga, you doing something foul on that phone. You don't want her to see. You don't want her to check your DM.
You
out
haven't
here
deleted
tripping.
your history.
Yeah, your history ain't been deleted in a while. She might
All
got a
right.
way to recover it.
All right.
And you sitting there nervous. Because I'm like, for what? Like, you can know my passwords, Jessica. Have
Right.
at it. Now, when you're wrong,
Uh.
you got to understand it. Now, what consequences come with you with not believing me? Not trusting me? What consequences come with you checking behind me? You've been reinsured, so now you can be reinsured for 25,000 times. Now, what you checking for? I have shown myself not to be a cheater.
Because her friend is in her ear, bro.
Yeah, but if
Well,
you
women be tripping with that.
yeah, women be shopping. But if you show yourself to be a cheater, I mean, definitely expect some type of behavior from that. But also, if she gonna stay with you, and obviously this is my stance, if she gonna stay with you, man, at some point down the line, however long it is, there's gonna have to be there's gonna have to be
Not my fault.
yeah there's gonna have to be you know, some acceptance and some understanding. We gonna have to get back to something like how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like that. And like I said, it's you know, however long it take is however long it take. Now, within that, however long it take, if it's like, look, this taking too long and I'm not finna keep letting you do this. Hey man, that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not encouraging you to get a divorce or separate from your wife. I would never do that. Or, you know, wives, your husbands. But look, at some point, man, you gotta get over it. That sounds insensitive. That may be harsh. But at some point, we do have to get over it. That doesn't mean forget, because I'll stand on that. Like, the Lord throws it into the sea of forgetfulness. I don't have a sea of forgetfulness. My mind remembers stuff from a long time ago, a lot. But a lot of times, especially when it's wrong that has been done to me, I feel good when I can remember some wrong that has been done to me and I don't have animosity about it. It's a situation that, like we said, one of y'all said it, like, you're able to tell another person, like, man, I remember when this happened to me. Like, she did this, or a woman did this, or someone did this to me. And I'm not, those feelings of anger don't come up when I'm telling somebody my testimony, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are my goals in life, man. Like, I don't want to have hate or even anger after so long. It's like, man, can I just get over it? I be wanting to get over stuff, man. So, you know, if you don't, hey, look, it is what it is. I would encourage you to, you know what I'm saying? But hey, Oprah said, shout out to Oprah, you know what I'm saying? Yo. But she said, and I'm about to botch it up, but not forgiving someone and wanting them to hurt as bad as you do every time you think about something is literally like drinking poison and wanting the poison to affect the other person. Like, if I drink the poison and I want the poison that I drink to affect you, that's the same thing as being hurt and not forgiving.
Oprah crazy.
Oprah is crazy.
Thing I ever heard too.
Is it?
Yeah, that's.
I agree with that, man.
I think it's dumb. 100%. I think that's dumb.
I agree with that.
I think that's dumb. I'll tell you why that's dumb. I can't believe Oprah said something like that. I got so much respect for that crazy woman, but as a mobile, but some of the stuff she say be out of pocket.
I probably said it wrong too, but
literally,
essentially that's.
The person did something to hurt you. You mean to tell me the person that hurt you, you're not supposed to have feelings? I understand, biblically.
No, but the thing is, wanting that person to hurt in the way that they hurt you. Like, every time you think about it, you want them to hurt like they hurt you. You drinking poison, and you want them to die from the poison that you just drank. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, they fed you. Because she left that part out. You drinking the poison that they fed you, and you don't want them to have any effect of the poison.
Look, man.
They're going to be a suicide bomber. They need to bomb themselves, too. Like, you ain't going to hurt me and not hurt yourself.
At the end of the day. But you want that person to hurt themselves. That is not even... That's not appropriate.
It's not.
That's not appropriate to want. I want you to hurt like you hurt me. Like, come on, man. Come on.
I think it's not that you want the person to hurt like you hurt you, but you want the person to understand how they hurt you. And sometimes people don't understand how they hurt you until they can feel it themselves. Sometimes, like, I ain't saying like, oh no, and we using names here already, so go
Oprah.
there.
All we said was Oprah. Don't get personal.
No.
Okay.
We said,
Like we
if
using
I
a name
cheat-
that everybody know.
No. I'm
Go
using
ahead.
my wife. Like if I cheated
Oh,
on
okay.
Jessica, and Jessica was hurt by me cheating on her, I'm not saying, oh, go back and cheat on me so I can understand how it felt to be cheated on, but I really don't know how it felt to be cheated on still.
Okay.
And that's the thing as well. I can't say, oh, I know the same feeling, because I know as a chauvinist, as a selfish person in some instance, like I think of like the brothers, or what was the movie when Morris Chestnut was like reading the book of his man, and like the picture of his wife, his lady.
I forgot the name of that movie, but that's like
Best
a dope
Man,
movie.
Best Man.
But Best Man, yeah.
The best man, like that image. I feel like if my wife was with another man, I feel like that image would it would hurt me.
Yeah.
That thought. So I know,
Yeah.
like, nah, I don't think she would understand this type of hurt, and I wouldn't understand the type of hurt she would feel if I did that on her, because the image that it would give me, it would be scrap time.
Yeah.
But, Lord have mercy.
What you just thought about?
Yeah, I don't want that to happen.
Okay.
I had to kill a nigga.
Let's not deep dive into that. Then that brother said, "Ooh, Lord, have mercy."
That's
how you know
brother had
it's
a
real.
vision. He had a vision.
She mine. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to share. She knows some things that's just for us.
That escalated quickly.
Ooh, well, in my mind,
In your mind, in your mind, it did.
Like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah, that brother said, "Ooh, Lord, have mercy."
Hey, but you know what's crazy is
What?
is that the mind that's where the scripture says bring every thought into captivity, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife cheats on me. You know, of course, all types of thoughts are going to come into my mind, and I have a choice. I have a choice in which thoughts I capture onto.
Mm-hmm.
So I capture onto, okay, I want to go do something crazy to this guy. Then I start to meditate on it, and then next thing you know, I'm standing over his body.
Going to jail.
And and then I see the red lights and all that stuff, and not because I'm stopping at stop sign, because they ready to kick down the door because
You see red,
right,
Literal red.
because the cops are coming, all because I didn't stop myself and say, yo, I may want to do that, but I'm not, because then guess what, your actions, and this is what people don't understand, your actions after somebody cheats on you,
Mm-hmm.
your actions, whatever you do is going to affect other people. Like you have kids, it's going to affect other people. Like you go do something crazy to the guy, then your kids grow up without a father. You know what I'm saying? And then you just, it messes other things up. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't be hurt. You can feel hurt, disgust, anger, and everything.
Yeah.
But you gotta, especially you got the Holy Ghost. You know what I'm saying? Use that Holy Ghost. It's there for you to use
Yes,
in
sir.
that instance
Yes, sir.
to bring this thing, like shrink it down,
Yes, sir.
and break it down to a simple concept, and push through it.
Yeah, you definitely have to bring the thoughts into captivity, those thoughts that exalt themselves above the knowledge of God. And so you not the judge and the jury, you not God. Don't go kill nobody
Right.
because you got cheated on.
And don't for people that are that get tempted to cheat, you got to bring those thoughts into captivity too, because
Yeah.
you like I said, men are visual.
Yeah.
It goes from a thought, then the men start visualizing it,
Yeah.
and then you keep on pondering over different scenarios. You
try
look for a
your
way
hand.
to execute. You look for a way to execute that thing.
Yeah.
Without getting caught.
Yeah.
Facts.
Because it's only cheating
Facts.
when you
Yeah.
get caught.
So bring every thought
Yeah, bring everything into captivity.
into
brothers.
captivity. The thoughts that exalt themselves above the knowledge of God, you have to bring those thoughts into captivity. Forgive the person. I ain't saying forget, but forgive them and try to work up to a point to where when you remember it, you're not trying to go kill somebody and see red and be so angry. And, That part, you know.
That
Yeah.
part.
Yes, indeed. Man, this has been a great conversation.
Yeah.
This has been real good. Real good. Go ahead and put a button on it, Mike.
We knew it was coming.
Yes, sir.
Quick button that I got. Just my idea on life and marriage. Honor the person you're in a relationship with. Think of them first before you think of yourself. Understand that there's ramifications to every action. You know, Isaac Newton thought he created it, but Jesus gave it to us first.
Hello.
You know, there's a response. There's what
Cause
goes
and
up must
effect.
come down. You know what I mean? Like let it be known. If you sin, there's a response for it. And just to understand that you're going to experience things in life, and I don't want you to be like, because I experience things in life, I'm not fit for the kingdom. You're fit. You went through it. Come join us. Come learn. Come be a part. What you don't know, we willing to learn with you. I think there's men and women out here ready to water. It's people out here ready to plant the seed. And I don't want people to feel like because I cheated on somebody in the past, Christians not going to welcome me in. Because I was gay in the past, Christians not going to welcome me in. Because I was divorced, Christians not going to welcome me in. Like, you did it. It's over now. What we going to do?
Push on.
We're going to go forward. And I'm willing to move forward with you. If I know you and you did these things and you want to talk to me about it, don't let my views here today make you feel like I can't talk to me. My views are my views, but I'm open to having a true dialect with you and a dialogue, and we can correct each other. We can build with one another, and I'm here for building. I'm here for love. I'm here for understanding. What God has taught me, I'm willing to share, and love you. Peace, Andrew.
I mean, most of what you said is what I wanted to say, man. You took all the good points. I'll just kind of, you baked the cake. I want to put a little bit of frosting,
I like pound cake.
There you go.
Got some coffee you can
So,
make? Go ahead.
no, I'll say to the fellas, I'm just going to talk to the fellas right now. I would just say, you married, you know what I'm saying? It is an obligation of yours to satisfy your wife, to please your wife. The relationship is not about you. It's about what you can do for her. And even though the scripture does say, the woman is the helpmeet, but we're supposed to be an example to our wife. So, it says in the Bible, the woman is the helpmeet, but we should also be helping the woman be the woman that they need to be, and the Lord helping them accomplish their dreams and their passions. So you definitely can't be selfish, fellas, in a relationship. If you don't know what pleases your wife, ask her. And if she don't want to, answer, ask her again. Figure it out. That's our job as men, to figure it out and just make things happen. And love your wife. You know what I'm saying? Go. If you listening to the podcast right now, go kiss her. Love on her a little bit. Let her know that that she's the queen, and that you have that you want to make this thing last forever, like my boy Keith says.
Rated
Keith
R.
Sweat, you know what I'm saying?
Rated R, baby.
Make it last forever, like your boy Keith Sweat saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Funny.
Lord,
Yeah.
we on the Love Doctor. Hit us with it.
So you are hilarious, dog. Leon the Love Doctor. So
That's for Edwin, bro.
I know, huh? Yeah, so look, man. Unfaithfulness, cheating, infidelity is heartless. It's heartless, and you destroy yourself. You destroy your soul when you do it. Right?
Thought I was a radical one. Get him.
That's deep though, ain't it?
Deep, yeah.
Ain't that deep?
Heck yeah.
That's what the words say.
That's why I'm with it.
So that ain't like my, some philosophy I came up with. That's
You remembered it.
yeah, I remembered it, but that's the word though. You know what I mean? And so man, don't do it.
That's conviction. That's conviction.
Yeah.
When you remember stuff and then go to it like that, that means like I ain't putting myself in that position.
Don't put
That's why you
yourself
said I
in
would
that
never do
position.
it.
Right.
Facts.
My bad. I ain't.
No, you good though, because that's the message that I want to convey, man. Don't be heartless. Don't lose your soul, man. Don't do it. Now, we obviously serve a forgiving God, a gracious God, a merciful God, right? Mm-hmm. But, man, don't I want to say extort, but that's not the word. Don't take advantage of God's grace.
Yeah, that's a podcast on its own.
Oh, snap. You want to know something crazy?
What?
So, I don't remember the football player's name, right?
You know I'm dumb. Go ahead.
Mike.
No, the football player.
No, Mike, you may know the football player's name, but he was a dedicated father, all that stuff. Football player. Went and cheated on his wife. She killed him that night.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yep. Well, there you go.
That's what I'm saying about the Lord's grace. He had, somebody. You just don't want to put yourself out there, like you said, because you don't know if that's gonna be. You may never have a chance to repent. You may never have a chance to make it right because you were doing wrong. So, fellas, if you mess around with the woman when you're married, that lady may snap, just like this lady snapped on a football player that killed him, like gutted him, she killed herself.
She stabbed him?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Take care of your responsibilities, baby.
Take care of your responsibilities.
Take care of your responsibilities. Child support ain't fun. Spouse support ain't fun.
Listen.
Headaches with arguments with the ex ain't fun.
Listen.
And I ain't never been through it, but my old heads have said, and I see the stress on that head.
Word.
We seen victims of this.
Word.
I believe them. I believe you should too.
Man.
Like, look, and then I just think about the kids. I ain't mean to hop back on the rap.
No, you good.
When you do this, like, divorce and what it does to the kids, cheating and what it does to the kids, like and even if they're not young children anymore, what it does to the people you created or your loved ones, the family. Mm-hmm. Think before you do.
Think before you do. There you go. Man, that's it right there, man. That's it right there, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me the beat. I'm back on here. I rip and I rhyme. I rhyme and I rip. This is the way that Michael. That's Dion.
This has been the Honor Among Men podcast. Real men, real issues, real talk. And if you made it this far, round of applause for you, baby. Yes. We thank you for joining us. We appreciate you for growing with us. And, man, like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all social media, or at least 4 of them: SoundCloud, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. The Flowers Now Network, all one word. And we out of here, man. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.